Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
We're back to do a post-game review for Miami versus New England. Um, we first started doing it. We first started doing it too. We used to do these all the time. We kind of got away from it last year because the Patriots were pretty terrible last year.
And with coronavirus, there's no crowds, nothing.
Yeah, it kind of took away from it a little bit. So we didn't do much last year. So we're gonna get back into these videos. Mostly about the Patriots for now, anyways. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. The Patriots lost to Miami, or Miami beat the Patriots, however you look at it. If you're a Miami fan, you'd be saying that Miami won, but beat the Patriots, whatever.
By 1 point.
Yeah. Anyways, I think overall it was a good game, very competitive game.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks did really well. I think Tua, even though he was a rookie last year, I think having the crowds back kind of puts him back a little bit to that. So it's a little bit more pressure when there's a lot of crowds and there's, I don't know how many players from Miami opted out, but I know a lot of the New England players opted out. Not like half the team, but more of the stars opted out last year. So I think there's a big difference between last year and this year. A good competitive game. I thought Mac Jones definitely was better than I was expecting. I thought he was going to be, like most rookies, make a lot of mistakes. Need to improve and stuff like that. But he actually did really well. The longer the game went on, the more he got better, like, especially in the second half. He was definitely different.
Yeah, the first half, the Patriots didn't really, come out on top. During the first half, they were making a lot of penalty mistakes. They were making a lot of, turnovers. Turnovers was definitely a big part of why they lost. It wasn't necessarily about making, good key plays. I think they connected a lot, during the game, making a lot of good plays. So I don't think that was nothing to be worried about. It was just, there was just too many turnovers. They kept dropping the ball a lot, and there was just, a lot of penalties called on them. Some of them, ridiculous. Others, just unnecessary. I think New England was called for what was it, two personal fouls,
15 yards each,
so that's 30 yards total. They lost. And then you had Damian Harris lost the ball at the end of the fourth quarter. Towards the end of the game, he fumbled it for like the fourth time. So I think if Harris didn't fumble it, New England would have had the game won for sure. I would have believed. But us New England fans, I think we all thought New England would lose, because, you have a rookie quarterback, everyone is going to be saying, oh, he's not going to do good. He's going to go out there, he's going to play awful, and, it's just not going to be, good at all. But in this case, I'm impressed by Mac Jones. I mean, the guy, he came out there strong after the second half. He threw a lot of good passes, made a lot of good connections, with the offense. He's getting there. I think give him this season, maybe another year or two, and I think he'll be very impressive, especially for a rookie. I mean, you look at his stats for today. I mean, he was he threw 281 yards. That's pretty good for a rookie quarterback, and especially it was 7.2 yards average. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think that he took what the defense is going to give him, and Patriots didn't tell me to do too much. just do the small throws for now. There was a few longer plays like over 15 yards, and most of them were 10 yards or less, which is just saying use your shorter routes, not to keep him kind of like comfortable. You don't want to ask him to do too much. When you start saying, hey, truck the ball down the field, 30, 40 yards. I mean, for a rookie, I think it's asking a lot. I think, like you said, they played really well. I think both quarterbacks played really well. I think Tua did a good job too. I think it's just the turnovers and the penalties. I mean, if you have more turnovers than your opponent, you're not going to win. Most of the time, anyways. The more interceptions you have, or fumbles, the lower the percentage is that you're going to win that game.
Yeah, there was no interceptions by the Patriots at all today, so that was a good thing. I mean, Miami had one, but their quarterback Tua, he played good as well. But Mac Jones easily outperformed him for sure. I mean, you just look at the stats. Tua versus Mac. I mean, the numbers are very different. So Mac Jones, easily outperformed him. But
I don't know if we actually. I don't know about overperformance, but maybe he did. I don't know, but he did have the both.
I mean, look at the numbers.
Yards. Yeah, I know, but Tua had 7.5 yards average, and Mac on 7.2, so it's pretty close. But I think I know what you're saying. Like it felt like the Patriots were more dominating over the course of the game, especially in the second half. I don't know if that necessarily was the offense or if that was the defense keeping Miami in check better, but really killed them is that fumble at the end of the game, and the stupid penalties. I mean, they had a lot of penalties. You can't fumble the ball twice, expect to win, especially at the end of the game. And I think they fumbled it. It was like just over 3 minutes left or something like that, and they had all three of the talents, but you have to get that final stop to get the ball back. It just wasn't enough time on the clock once they fumbled the ball.
Yeah, like I say, towards the end when Harris lost the ball, I mean, even if he was down, like fully down, and the ball came out, at least it still would have been theirs because, he would have been down, But in this case, he was probably about an inch short of being all the way down, and that's when the ball fell out. And
you can see that was definitely a fumble.
It was, I mean, it's just, a mistake, It's just, something they got to work on. I mean, it's not Mac Jones' problem that this happened. I mean, don't get, when he threw, I mean, it was accurate. It was a good throw, but, he just lost out of his arms. And
yeah, I mean, I think overall he had 100 yards rushing. Overall, they had 120 something yards rushing versus 74 for Miami. It was good to see the Patriots use their tight ends more finally. I mean, I know they're much talented than what they've had the last few years since Gronkowski left. So that's definitely that's good to see that's happening just from the get-go for first game. So going forward, I think we're definitely looking forward to the season. I'm a little bit more positive about than what I was thinking it was going to be a long season, it was going to be a struggle, but I was expecting because it's a rookie quarterback that you have and it's a young team. So you try not to get your hopes up too high. You still want them to do well, but you don't expect too many wins. But it's definitely, either that or I don't know, maybe Miami's, and it's rough. Like it's very similar to New England, and maybe the Patriots will get killed going forward against much more talented teams. I don't know, but I think Miami.
Oh, obviously. I mean, the Patriots. They're playing a lot of good teams this season. I mean, you got Tampa Bay, week 4, they're playing them. That's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah,
they're
Tampa
playing.
Scored, how many points did they score? Almost 40 points in their first game or something like 38 points. I think, against Dallas. I mean, I think, I already said I think the Patriots are going to get killed going against Tampa Bay. I could be wrong. I mean, this gives me a little bit more hope that they'll be more competitive because they looked good. Even just the penalties and the turnovers is what killed them. I mean, getting their tight ends involved.
Well, besides Tampa Bay, they're also playing the Saints. I think the Saints will be probably a good match. I'm going to guess they're probably playing Baltimore. Baltimore's pretty good as well. Probably Pittsburgh. Who else is top? I don't know if they're playing Kansas City this year. I don't know. I'll have to look up their schedule later to figure out. I know Tampa Bay and New Orleans, they are playing this year, though.
Yeah, either way, a good competitive game. Fortunately, the Patriots came out on the short end of it because of the stupid penalties and turnovers that that was their own fault. So Miami played a good game.
Yes.
So I think we'll definitely be doing another video next week after the next game. So you guys stay tuned for that. And I think we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
So we appreciate you guys tuning to check out our videos. So hit that like and subscribe.
Until next time.